welcome to another episode of Lucklight Plays. We are finishing our run-through of Breath of Fire with a bonus episode. We've already beaten the game, you've already seen the ending, and this episode we're going to play with a little, well, I wouldn't say a little known item. It is a dummied out item that never existed in the game. Till now. We just kind of used a cheat code, we put it in. Now, the reason we kind of knew about this item back in the day was the game came with... Most RPGs in the Super Nintendo era came with a map. It was a little poster map. You could hang it on your wall. You could put it in front of you as you play, and it'll tell you where everything is on the world map. Was really came in handy through a lot of the games we played. A lot of those things we don't get now. We have to just look it up online. Anyway, on the back of that map had a list of items and a list of weapons and a list of armor, you know, a list of everything. The DrWarp was on that list. So I think what they did was when they were making this, they just, you know, offloaded a list of items off of the ROM, and they saw that that item existed in the coding, so they put it on the map. So, but we would look around for it. We would search for it. High and low, where's this, what is a DrWarp, what is that? You know, it wasn't in the game. It's because it was dummied out. It's a debug item. What it does is it brings up this screen here, and it allows you to enter a code that will bring you to any area of the game. So if I put in 0111, it would lead me... we don't want to go here. No. Bad example. But anyway, there are some places in the game that were dummied out. They don't exist in the game itself, but they're in the coding somewhere, or they were just blocked off by things. If you remember back in some of the very first episodes, there was that town called Nanai that we had to sneak in at night. And there were guards in front of certain doors sleeping, so we couldn't get into them. We're going to use that now, the DrWarp now, to get into one of those areas. So this is the town of Dummied. It's destroyed, but I'm here. You'll notice there's nobody here, and there's a bunch of you know, houses that we couldn't get to because the guards were blocking, or, you know, you would get kicked out. This is one of those buildings. It was the only bar in the game, and you could get into it. So it made you wonder if this part was actually supposed to be in the game, but they, you know, decided not to because Nintendo hated their alcohol references. If I'll be quiet for a little bit. If you can listen to the music, this music is also not in the game. So. So yeah, that music does not show up anywhere in the game, except for here. Now, you may notice that there's nobody in here, and that is because we've already cleared the town. So what if I were to go back to an earlier time when there were people in this town? Chances are you would think there would be people in the bar. Which, by the way, this was another one of the rooms that was blocked off. And you can see that it's very glitchy. It's incomplete. You can see on the left it kind of looks like that house, the mayor's house in Tantar when there was the wedding. You know, the one right before the robot explosion. So that was unfinished as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load a state where I'm back in the beginning of the game. So let me just save my progress here. Save state. Woo! And if I load... So now here we are in the beginning of the game. Fresh off the boat. Town previously, you know, just burnt down. So if I use the DrWarp here and go to Area 23, bar. You'll notice that there are now soldiers here, and if I go into the bar, there are people. Now, this piece of dialogue kind of makes you think if Nanai was supposed to be rebuilt later in the game. As you know, it wasn't. So they mention Bleak. You're so cute. She also doesn't move. So I'm guessing there was going to be the bar was going to be here. But the room itself is actually based off of the room, the first room in Drogen, which is why I can't move into the square here, because that's where the treasure chest was. And the stairwell's broken. But yeah, that's the Nanai bar. And if we walk over to that other glitched out house, no such luck. Can't get in there. But what we can do is there actually is a way over to that other area, and it involves the DrWarp. There we are. If you walk outside, it leads back outside into Nanai. Stairwell doesn't work. That's it. That is the glitched house and the hidden bar in Nanai. But there are more secrets to this game that was never released, and I'm going to show you another one. This is called, it's kind of a debug, unfinished dragon shrine. Which, I'll show you briefly. If you walk outside from here, it kind of sticks you right in front of Drogen, so it makes you wonder where this was eventually going to be put, if it was released. So let me warp back in there. And going inside, you also notice that there's no shrine that has like that kind of knocked off top, and the walls in this kind of shape. Anyway, if you walk in, this is area does have enemies in it. Just slimes though. And it does have treasure that you can't open. But if I go down the stairs, you can hear the music of Scanned, and it is very glitched out. Which makes me wonder, I think what it is it tried to warp me to Scanned. So maybe the shrine wasn't Scanned, but it's, it's completely glitched out. And if I walk off, I end up here. And if I try to walk back in, I'm in the obelisk entrance area. So that's it. It's a completely useless dragon shrine that was never put into the game. And here I am in Scanned. Alone and at level 1. There's also nobody here. It's very strange. Maybe I'm here at a point before everybody showed up? The elevator doesn't work. Okay, so that takes care of those particular places there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load back to my good characters and pop in the DrWarp, and there's a few other places that you can warp to that are unique, aren't just, different areas of the map. So let me load it up to area 000C, And this is the Swirling Ocean. This is when your ship sank and you, Gobi had to get the gills for you. I can't move anywhere. So if you're getting dizzy, that's my fault, I'm sorry. But you can open your inventory, so let's go to a different one. If I go to 8E, you end up in this kind of dungeon map that is completely blocked off with invisible walls, and there's nowhere you can really go. And that's it. Just blank floor and nothing really to report here, but it's weird. I could go to 00A7, and it leads me to a cave where the stairwell does not work, and it seems unfinished. So your guess is as good as mine on what this was supposed to be. Okay, so if we go to 00BC, it throws us in the ocean again, but this time it's not spinning. And I can't move. Okay, so, and there's some other things I wanted to show you too. You have 00ED, which puts you in the nightmare world, but you're in the water. So if I look up here, you can see the tower, or the cave, and if I move over here correctly, that's where Mogu's tower was, the one with the spinning, stupid floors. But, the reason I came here is if you go to the left, you run into the first Nightmare World, which proves that both Nightmare Worlds were on the same map, just different palettes each time you were here. I think the first time the water was like red, or maybe green, I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to look at that episode again. But it just shows that both of the Nightmare Worlds were on the same map. It was just you were in different areas and there was a different palette. And then if you go over here, there's some strange dungeon walls, which you can't really get into. Walking into the black area will just pop you back here. So, let's call up our DrWarp again. Now, the next part that I wanted to show you kind of shows that areas are not the only place you can access with this thing. So if I go to 018B, you can actually warp yourself into cutscenes. The only problem being, if you step in the wrong areas, the game freezes on you and blacks out. So we're gonna have to load again. So let's call it up again. So that one was the scene of the stone robot sinking itself into the lava. So if I go to 018, now we went to B, so if I go to C, pops me in the scene where she kind of takes your keys from you. And if you go down here, it's that exit, the ending scene where you're walking through the forest, the grass rather, and the memories of your sister will show up behind you. You can also keep hearing that bone sound, which is weird. That's when she's concerned, and down there is when she was happy. I blacked out again, so loading up again. And there's more. If I go to 018D, I'm in a glitch scene of agony. Can't really move around too much in this one. So let's waste no time. Let's head onto the next area. 018E. And this is the walking scene. You can see it kind of scrolling there. And if I talk to myself here, disaster is struck. The dragon. That was the first the first word spoken in the game there. And if I walk down here, it has this weird jerky scrolling. If I go to the left, there's nothing there. If I go back up, it's weird because you keep hearing that bone sound. I can go over here and it starts to glitch out a little bit. Oh, here's the robot. I wonder what he's doing there. Anyway, DrWarp 018F brings us to that scene with the robot. And he just kind of repeats himself here, no matter where I walk to. So yeah, you can use the DrWarp to actually walk around cutscenes. There are a few more I wanted to show you. We're actually going to go to 0066. And that's the scene where Court looks at you evilly. And you can walk around a little bit here, and there's the stone statue again. That kind of disappeared there. And some glitched out stuff. And I seem to have vanished again. I think I had a save where I was in this part. Yep. Alright, so I can walk over here, and here's the volcano again. Yeah, if you exit out of this map, if you want to call it a map, it'll black out your game. But you can kind of walk around and see some scenes. I think they're all on the same plane. It's just so glitchy that I wanted to show you warping them directly. I don't seem to be finding anything else. But it plays the evil music, though. Oh, there's Sarah again. Just walk into her face. And we blacked out. Okay, so, going back to my original save. There are a few more. 0067. It's kind of a glitchier version. And you can kind of see bits and pieces of the title screen. And I blacked out. Alright, so, and there's one more I want to show you. A fitting end, I believe. 0068. Brings you to the title screen. I didn't mean to black out there. Let's do it one more time. So I can walk around the title screen. And that's it. That's all I needed to show you with the DrWarp. So, kind of weird. And kind of awesome. I think more games should leave this kind of crap around so you can access their secret stuff. So, I did not mean to black out again. So yeah, there you go. That was Breath of Fire, the RPG. Now this game was also made on the Game Boy Advance, which has like better graphics, better... I don't think it has better sound, but better graphics at least, and I don't know if it has new features. haven't really played it. I've always played the Super Nintendo one, so maybe I'll give it a try later. Not on the series. We've already seen this once. But yeah, I think that's it. So hope you had as much fun as I had playing this, and I'll see you for the next series, which will not be Breath of Fire 2, as I've said before. I haven't decided which one I'm going to play next, but I may be shooting for Lufia and the Fortress of Doom, or Secret of Evermore. So you're going to find that out next Monday, when the first episode pops up, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. My name is Lucklight. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.